There are plenty of things to take care of when you set up an outreach for a B2B business. You usually have to build up the lists, enrich them with the contact data, filter them, set up the automated outreach, integrate with CRM and other things. It always needs one simple thing, which is an email infrastructure that you use to send out an emails. Usually you have your corporate mailbox, but that's not the one you should use for the outreach, right? Because the reputation of the domain is always at risk. This is why you always have to use a different domain and a different mailbox. And today I'm gonna show you how to set it up, just because that could be your guide to set up it for yourself. So in our case, I will buy a domain on Namecheap. Then I plan to register mailboxes on Outlook, connect them, set up all of the necessary DNS records, and set up warm-up. We will use Outlook because for this outreach campaign, the Outlook is the mailbox which leads using the most. It's just a common practice that if you need the best deliverability on Outlook, you gotta send your emails from Outlook. So let's go. First of all, we buy the domain. You should choose a domain which has top-level domain, something common, .com or .net. Could be region-specific, like country-specific, but I prefer to stick to .com because they are not expensive and well-known and well-recognized by all of the emails servers. So we add that one to cart. Okay, so for that endeavor, I'm gonna need 2 domains. Hosting we don't gonna need. Yeah, we buy domain for 1 year. Usually, if you don't treat them well enough, they exactly last 1 year and no longer. Okay, more or less clear. Business email we don't gonna need because we need to register specifically Outlook. So here we've got all of our domains. Now let's create Outlook accounts to set up mailboxes. We don't gonna need Microsoft 365 like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We need only the mailbox, so we go for the cheapest one. Let's go with this one. Let's look at yearly bill. After we created account and connected it to the credit card, it's time to set it up. In my case, it's all in German because the customer is from Germany and the target audience is from Germany, which is why it's always better to choose the local location. Now let's get into the technical setup. Now we're connecting Mailbox to the domain. Now we add MX records. It takes time for DNS record to be updated properly, just because of the nature of the DNS. And it looks like this is it at this point, because now we gotta wait until our DNS records will be propagated and Outlook will notice them. Only then it lets us continue setup. So in my case, as I need anyways 3 mailboxes under 3 different domains, I will just proceed and repeat the same steps 2 more times to create those mailboxes and set up a mix record. The rest we can continue after our DNS records will be propagated. Okay, so we finally got our DNS records propagated, so Outlook now sees that the mailbox should be connected to the domain. The cool part, basically it took just like 15 minutes, though you still have to be ready that it may take up to 2 days. Okay, meanwhile I have created 2 other mailboxes, connected them too, so let's proceed with the configuration. As it is connected to the domain, I expect it to work with our domain. Let's see. Okay, we are in. Very good. I would set up also an avatar for the user, just because I want it to look fancy. And I hope they will show the avatar when we send the email. Now I repeat it for the 2 other accounts, we'll pause the recording so far. So now after we have connected it to the right MX server and created the mailbox, it has updated some of the DNS records, so we got to just actualize them. So we update on MX server and also how this works. So that part will again take some time. Oh wow, that was fast. Let's proceed. Alright, so once our emails are configured, we gotta take care about security. There are several configurations which are usually used. Once we have our mailbox set up and connected to our DNS, we gotta take care about some of the security settings, because our email configurations have to be secure in order to build up the trust for the others recipients. For the security, we gotta take care of the SPF, DMARC and TKIM records. Those are the main ones, and also I usually prefer to add BMI record. Alright, so let's start from SPF. Okay, so we're gonna go for the most general one. So for the SPF it's TXT record. First on, try this one. Okay. Now let's take care of the TKIM. TKIM, that one is related to signatures and certificates. So that one is a little bit more tricky. There is no common setting which we can just take and use. We gotta check some of the configurations for that one. So we shall activate TKIM. That is very important for the security of your mailbox. So for some reason it keeps showing me an error message. I would not fight against it. I will just let it wait until tomorrow. Most probably it just waits for the propagation of some of the DNS records until it can continue. So we will proceed with that one tomorrow morning. Now it says us that it needs a couple of CNAME records to be added. Let's create the missing CNAME records. Alright, and repeat the same for the rest of the mailboxes. Alright, so I have added the missing CNAME records. Now we should be able to just activate that setting. ZKIM. Yoo-hoo! That worked out. And in order to test it, the best way is to just send an email to some Gmail mailbox. I'm quite sure many other providers also could show you those details. I just do it usually with Gmail, and this is where I will show it to you. So let's use Vova at bpa.pro. Send. Alright, that works. So at least I have received an email. Let's see what is there with security. Standard encryption, yeah, that looks good. So here we should show original. And here we see that SPF pass, good, KIM pass, very good. Mark failed, just as expected, because we haven't set it up. I will not get deep into details the way SPF and KIM works, how you combine them and everything, but the thing is, those are the three settings which any email server uses to validate like security matters when it sends or receives the email. And usually it sends reports from time to time, and the mark actually lets us configure where to send our reports. Usually this happens on the background between email servers. You just should observe it to make sure nothing goes wrong. For that, I usually use lookups because I use it for a while, and also here we can track all of those mark reports for free. For that you would have to just create an account on lookups. So here we type in our domain. Usually I use quarantine. Not too strict, not too soft. I recommend you to turn on the advanced options. You can keep them on relaxed. You may need strict only in case you fully control all the infrastructure. Not our case, we don't have own server for mailboxes, so we remain with relaxed. And that part is actually quite important, so that's where the reports will be sent. Basically you could use here just your mailbox. But then you will receive like XML attachments, XML emails with mark reports from time to time, which will make no sense for you. This is why we use lookups, and this is why we should provide the mailboxes which lookups gives you. So then you will be able to see these reports nicely formatted here. So we just go for we create a new txt record. Save it. Good. And I will basically use the same config for all of the domains. So from now on, once those mailboxes start to generate some emails, after some weeks, the other email servers will start sending the mark reports to lookups to those mailboxes, and you will see them here with just the basic stats. We'll not get into details. ChatGPT could help you with explanations, or yeah, actually I would recommend you to just use ChatGPT from time to time to tell you if it looks good or if it smells bad. In case it smells bad, just invite a specialist to properly fix it for you. But this basic setup, usually it is enough, and for me that's what I use since 5 years at least, and it always works fine. Alright, so that's pretty much it on side of DNS settings. Let me just walk through it. So we have this CNAME record. It was just requested by Outlook, so we just added it. Then we have these two CNAME records, which are for the KIM. It's to make sure that all of our emails will be signed with SSL certificate. We've got SPF settings, the mark. Also, I've added BMI. That one is just to give email server opportunity to show your company logo next to your email if it doesn't see your user avatar. Highly recommend to add it, especially for marketing emails. Also, I've added several redirect records. Okay, that one doesn't make sense, so we delete it. So I've added several redirect records. Those ones are just for the case when somebody receives the email, maybe they could copy the domain part from the email sender and try to open it in the browser. So we want to be sure that they will be directed to our website, just because it gives more trust. That's pretty much it. So now I will just let it rest for a day, or better two, just to make sure that all of the DNS records are propagated everywhere and properly stored. Then I will use MX Toolbox to validate all of those records. And once it all looks fine, I will use warm-up inbox to set up automated warm-up. Okay, hello again. For me this is a new day, and yeah, let's sum it up what we have done so far. So we have bought 3 domains. We have set up for each domain connection to mailboxes on Outlook through MX records. Also we have set up DKIM through CNAME records. Also basic setup for SPF, mark, BIMI, just in case to make it look fancier, and redirect, just in case somebody copying domain from the email and pasting it in the browser. We want to be sure that they will be redirected to the real website. Now, the mark we have enabled here in the settings of Microsoft Defender. So technically everything is almost ready for the warm-up. The only thing we are missing, or we should just make sure it is enabled, is SMTP authentication. So basically this is just another security config to let anyone connect to our mailboxes through SMTP and IMAP. This is really needed for the warm-up, and also you're gonna need it for the automated email senders, and also it will be needed for the automated email outreach systems. If you use something like Namecheap email provider, there it is just enabled by default. It's more a thing for Outlook and Gmail. Okay, so we follow the official documentation to just enable automated SMTP settings. So we go to admin center, find the user, open the user, go for email, configure email, and you see all of the checkboxes are there and only one is missing. So we enable it and save. Good. I will repeat the same for the rest of the mailboxes we set up. Alright, so now when authorized SMTP is enabled for all 3 mailboxes, we are good to go with the warm-up. There are plenty of tools doing warm-up, especially if you already use some solution for automated email outreach, then quite often they provide you with warm-up functionality, so you can use those. In my case, I use warm-up inbox for quite a while already. I'm happy with it, and I will just stick to it. So first of all, we're gonna need some more licenses. In that project there will be not so much volume of the emails sent, so we can just go for the very basic license. Okay, we have our licenses. Now we can start adding mailboxes. Okay, it recognized it as Microsoft 365, so most probably it already has all of the necessary configs. If you use something else, I mean the other warm-up provider, warm-up service, or the other email service, then you would need to find those IMAP and SMTP configs. Usually they are the same provider per provider, so it's not something specific to your account, it is something specific to the provider, and you can just find it over the internet and or just ask artificial intelligence about those settings. Accesses connected. Wow, that was fast. We should add the filter to differentiate between real emails and warm-up emails. So every warm-up email will have these numbers within the email. So these filters are being set up on the level of Mailbox. So just open the Mailbox. Okay, we need the other account here. And over here should be a way to set up rules. Yeah, here we are. We add a new rule. We call it warm up. The condition is that the body subject message body includes that one. In that case we move it to, and we create a dedicated folder. Let's call it application. I do not call it warm-up because I recall somewhere there was a recommendation just not to do it, just in case, because there are many people sending spam via emails, so which is why many email providers are coming up with very creative strategies to prevent it. Alright, so basically every email which contains these numbers in a body will be just moved into a dedicated folder, so it will not mix with the real emails we send. Alright, good. After you start warm-up, I highly recommend just to open this mailbox and make sure that warm-up emails are landing into this folder, that the rule is working. Just after setup the warm-up, just wait a day or two to let it send some emails, and then you can check it. You see, yeah, this is a recommendation from warm-up inbox. They don't recommend to call it warm-up or whatever, just reputation would work, or mail like this would be also sufficient. I will rename it like that. Okay. Just check all of the settings, because for example, if you go for a more expensive subscription, then you can also set up templates of your emails to make the warm-up content as similar to your real content as possible. Okay, start from 4 emails, increase 4 emails per day, maximum is 50 emails. This is the limit of the plan we have, and this is also the limit, so we can actually just stick to default settings. I think they're good to go. If you need to speed it up a little bit, then what I would recommend is just after 1 or 2 weeks start increasing the increase limit per day, just to faster get to this 50 emails per day. But still, those are, I would say, that adds more risk to your warm-up. Also, a good thing about warm-up inbox, what I like is that it observes DNS settings. Should be also common for the warm-up providers. But yeah, nice to have, because sometimes, I don't know, somebody may eventually update your DNS settings, and it would be good to keep an eye on it, because these are crucial things for your domain reputation. Alright, so that's pretty much it. I will just repeat all of the same steps for 2 other emails. But at this point, I would say we are done with setting up the warm-up and preparing mailboxes for the outreach. Now we just gotta wait at least 1 month to let it warm up, and then you can start using these emails for the automated outreach. Just make sure you verify all of the emails you're gonna send, and I mean all of the mailboxes of your leads. It's very easy to lose the reputation of your mailbox or domain, and very hard to get it back. Let me know if you have any questions, or in case you need someone who could help you set it all up and mix it with some more sophisticated automations with artificial intelligence and advanced tools. You can find me via my website bpa.pro. Thank you and have a good day.